Good evening. I am going to wait probably about 2 minutes to go ahead and get started. It is 8:30 Pacific, so depending on where you are joining, it might be a little later, might be the same time, but we'll wait a couple minutes and then we'll go ahead and get started. Hey Katie. Hey Katie, can you tell me, am I in the event or did I pop up just on my news feed? Can you tell me? Hey Jessica, hi Celeste. Can somebody tell me if I am in the chemical-free home? Yay! Okay, because sometimes it goes to my news feed and then you guys can't see it. So, oh, excellent. Okay. Thanks guys for joining. Appreciate it. Hope you all are having a good night. Just got the kids to bed. They're not in bed. So let's hope that I don't have any interruptions. Hi, Jessica. Welcome. Thanks, guys, for joining. Appreciate it. Okay, we're going to get started in 1 minute. Hi, Christina. While I put on an oil. How about I do that? Stress away. So, if anybody is watching the replay and you're not familiar with oils, oils are really great for calming and just focus. So I just put a couple drops of Stress Away in my hands. And it's also one of my favorite perfumes, so that's fun. And if you have a diffuser bracelet like I do, you can actually take an oil like that and just drop it. This is lava beads and they hold oil really well, so then you just smell good all day long and you don't need perfume. No toxins, which we'll talk about later. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started to respect your time, and I will tell you that I'm really good at ending on time. So I promise you we will not go over, and this will be recorded. If for some reason you need to step away or there's somebody that you know that wasn't able to attend, don't worry, I will provide the recording. Welcome, my name is Shannon Williamson, and I have taught this class. It's my favorite class to teach, and as I mentioned when I was kind of talking about it today, is that I wrote this class because there's so much information out there. You know, Dr. Google's a really vast, I guess, black hole of knowledge, and some things are true and some things are not true, and how do you know? How do you know? So I wanted to really take information that I was learning that was really opening my eyes, that I wanted everybody to know about, but I wanted to make it simple. I feel like going chemical free, and let's just be clear, chemical meaning synthetics, something that's not found in nature. I understand that there are, you know, plants can have chemicals and water is a chemical, but that's where I'm coming from, is man-made synthetic ingredients that are made in a lab, basically. So that would be the difference. But there's so much out there, so I really wanted to simplify it, and I have that family in mind that wants to make a change, that wants to do best for their family, but doesn't know where to start. So hopefully by the end of this class, you will have a really good, solid set of next steps to then go and implement in your home very easily. So feel free to ask questions along the way, but let's go ahead and get started. Okay. So in the event, I asked what are the three most toxic items in your home? And I like to ask this question because some people have no idea, some people know, but what do you guys think are the three most toxic items in your home? Go ahead and type that in the comments. I had some people ask those questions or take a stab at that today and yesterday. Hopefully I can see the comments. I mean, I do see some comments, or I see people joining. Okay, I'm gonna keep going and you guys type in, okay? I see candles, dryer sheets, and cleaners. Haley Madsen. Okay, bleach and children. Okay, that's a different kind. Christina, you're hilarious. Okay, that's okay. Dryer sheets, plugins, candles. Okay, cleaning supplies, dryer sheets, fragrance sprays, dryer sheets. Okay, yes, dryer sheets are one of the most toxic items in your home, followed by your standard household cleaner, and bleach, I guess, would be one of those. Scrubbing bubbles, 409, all those Clorox wipes, all of those. And then, yes, candles and plugins. I would lump that Febreze as well. So as we go along, start to think about the things that you still have in your home, and just know that this is a no judgment zone. Okay, we are all learning together. Wherever you're at, that's okay. Okay, I'm going to start by reading a couple stats that might open your eyes a little bit. So just know that when I talk about the problem first, I'm always going to offer a solution. So we're going to end on a positive note, but first we have to talk about the problem. Okay, our kids today are exposed to more chemicals in one day than our grandparents were in their entire lives. Okay, stay-at-home men and women who work from home are 54% have a 54% higher death rate from cancer than women who don't work from home. So that was an indoor air study done way back in the 90s. Probably worse now. In 2017, an estimated 1,688,788 new cases of cancer were diagnosed in the U.S., and 600,000 people were expected to die from the disease. Almost 2 million new cases of cancer. Toxic chemicals in household cleaners are 3 times more likely to cause cancer than air pollution. So when we have a crisis in the air outside, people, kind of freak out, but not realizing that there is already the indoor air pollution is worse. This one is interesting. Deadly fumes result from mixing ammonia with bleach, both found in many household products, creating lethal mustard gas. Do you know it has ammonia in it? Windex? And then bleach, which is very common that people clean their sinks with. Together they can create a lethal mustard gas, and those are right under people's cabinets. The last but not least, there's tons more statistics. Except in the case of food, drugs, or pesticides, companies are under no legal obligation to concern themselves with how their products might harm human health. So that stuff makes me sad, and it makes me a little fired up, because you want to think that what's on your shelves have passed through some sort of inspection, something to say, when I go to Target, when I go to Costco, or whatever your big box store is, all the things that line the shelves are safe. And that is not the case. That's not the case for a lot of things. But the products that you use in the home, that is kind of the landscape. So the FDA, I like to say the FDA allows the funk. It allows the funk in your products. And what's worse is that the Toxic Substance Control Act of 1976, for some reason, grandfathered in how many? 65,000 to 100,000 chemicals that they're grandfathered in, so they have not been tested since then for human safety. Several of those chemicals are in the products we continue to use today. I don't know why. That's okay. I don't know why they were grandfathered in, but it's up to us now to be, as the gatekeepers of our home, to know what to look for, what to avoid, because nobody else is doing it. Nobody else is looking at those products and saying, those aren't safe for people. We have to be that. Hence why I'm teaching this class, and why I hope you take this information and then go share it with your loved ones. Okay, so that is essentially the problem. We got a toxic wasteland going on in our homes. And so the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take you through 8 steps to going chemical free, or at least really doing an amazing job of cleaning up your home. Can we ever be totally chemical free? Probably not, because we've got all kinds of stuff coming at us from all different kinds of directions, but we can do what we can to clean up what we control, which is what's in our homes. Okay, so the first thing to do is to become a really good label reader. And it's not as hard as you think once you start to really learn about the big ones, the big offenders. And I am going to go through those right now. The first one is Triclosan. Okay, Triclosan is what is in anything that's labeled antibacterial, or you'll see odor fighting. And yeah, germ killing, antimicrobial. So all of those, basically you can assume, and you can flip over the label, but most likely it's going to have Triclosan in it. Okay, Triclosan, your body contains both good and bacteria, but Triclosan kills both. So it's very similar to an antibiotic that's just going to obliterate everything. Triclosan does the same thing, and we don't want to have our good bacteria eaten away, because that good bacteria helps to balance the bad bacteria that we're inundated with. So we want to have a balance in our gut and in our bodies. Triclosan can affect male and female hormones by suppressing the thyroid. And if you know of anybody that has a thyroid problem, that's not fun. It can irritate skin, is a major cause of contact dermatitis, and it is classified as a pesticide. How many of you have hand sanitizers that are required at school for the kids? Those contain Triclosan in them. So what to do? Well, you can wash with basic soap and water. We'll talk a little bit more about that. That's always ideal. Studies have shown that you don't need antibacterial anything, that soap does just as good of a job. And then if you don't have the ability to wash hands, get a hand purifier instead of a hand sanitizer. And this is one that I love, Thieves. We'll talk about Thieves in a little bit, but this is just basically aloe, and it uses the power of Thieves, which is germ killing in and of itself. It's softening, it smells amazing, but it's cleaning, and it doesn't have any of that nasty stuff in it. So you can go and look up, you can actually make this yourself, but we want to avoid Triclosan at all costs. Okay, the next one is parabens, and the cool thing is that you're going to start seeing a lot of paraben-free products, and that's what you want to look for. You don't want to have parabens in it, but you need to know that they sort of make it a little bit more difficult. So you're going to see a lot of prefixes like methylparaben, ethylparaben, propylparaben, and butylparaben. So anytime you see blah 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 paraben, okay, then you want to avoid that. A lot of products contain all of those, which is even worse. So parabens are found in most skincare products, shampoos, conditioners, lotions, creams, and antiperspirant deodorants. So parabens are in everything. It's used as a preservative and a germicide. So companies that want to keep their products on the shelf a long time are going to put parabens in there. They are a skin irritant. Parabens are classified as a known carcinogen. Can be found in 99% of breast tumors. And when we put antiperspirant on, where are we putting that? Right on our lymph nodes, right next to the breast. So that's a little scary. I will provide the list of toxins to avoid, so don't worry. And they used to think that the parabens, your body would just eliminate them, but they're hanging out in our bodies and causing all kinds of damage. Parabens can mimic estrogen, so they're called endocrine disruptors, and we don't want that because it's sending girls into early puberty, even boys into early puberty. And if your hormones are off, everything's pretty much off. Your moods, your skin, your cycle, your sleep, so much can go wrong if our hormones are out of balance. Parabens are banned in Japan, Sweden, and Europe. Totally okay in the US. I don't know why. So what can you do? Well, like I mentioned, you want to look for paraben-free products, and they are out there, and they're starting to become more prevalent, which is great news. Okay, the next one, we're going to cover 6, by the way, 6. So the third one is phthalates, and that's PHTH. alate, A-L-A-T-E-S. So phthalates, the pH is silent. Okay, so you're going to see phthalate. You also might see it listed as DEP, DEHP, BBP, DBP, and DMP. So all of those can be phthalates. They are found in prescription bottles, cleaners, makeup, lotions, body sprays, deodorants, toys, flooring, and plastic packaging. So it's really going to be hard to avoid phthalates completely, but we'll talk about some solutions. So phthalates are basically, they help things adhere to, so you're going to see those in nail polish. You're going to see them, they use them with fragrance to give the fragrance more staying power. So it's kind of a binder. Phthalates mimic the body's natural hormones, the reproductive system, brain, and other organs. So it basically sends the body into a tailspin. It's a known carcinogen, has been linked to several different developmental issues. Liver, heart, kidney, and lung damage, is dangerous to pregnant women and babies, is banned in Europe. It is not banned in the US. Drives me nuts. Okay, so we want to avoid phthalates, and you'll start to see, again, things that say phthalate free. This is a good thing. Those are the things you want to be looking for. Okay, the next one, propylene glycol. Also can be listed as ethylene glycol. So anytime you see the glycol, you want to avoid it. Again, these are in so many products, even food products. But when we're talking about personal care products, like household cleaners, shampoos, lotions, mouthwash, skin products, it's used as a solvent as well as a fragrance ingredient. Okay, so propylene and or ethylene glycol are one of the main ingredients in antifreeze. Do you know what propylene, what product has propylene glycol in it? Children's Advil. So the same ingredient that's in antifreeze is also in children's Advil. Still, I looked it up. It can cause delayed allergic reaction, is classified as a neurotoxin linked to kidney and liver failure. There is evidence that it can cause respiratory, cardiovascular, or blood toxicity, banned in Europe and Canada, happily in the US, in children's Advil. Okay, we do not want propylene glycol. We don't want any of that, especially in our children. Okay, so flip over the label, and if it says propylene or ethylene glycol, put it back on the shelf. Okay? The next two, unfortunately, the last two we're going to talk about, but those are not the only ones. Okay? But sodium lauryl sulfate, this one is a big one for me. Have you guys heard of Lush? Handmade bath bombs. And okay, so I spent some time looking at their site today, and they list sodium lauryl sulfate as a safe synthetic. I'm not sure. There could be some synthetics that are safe. I don't know, but I do know that sodium lauryl sulfate is not a safe synthetic. Okay, sodium SLS, you're going to see it as SLS. You're also going to see it as sodium laureth sulfate. So it is a foaming agent. We are addicted to foam. We equate foam with clean because soap can like suds up, but they actually have to put chemicals into a product to make foam last. So, and that would be the sodium lauryl sulfate. It's a foaming agent. So think of all the things that foam: your dish soap, your toothpaste, your shampoo and conditioner, your body wash, your face soap. So anything that foams is going to have sodium lauryl sulfate in it. I want you to start thinking of trying to break the idea of foam equals clean. That is not true, but we love foam. It's a thing. Okay, so it's actually in 90% of shampoos, soaps, conditioners, cleansers, toothpaste, and cosmetics. Sodium lauryl sulfate is used to degrease engines and floors. They actually use sodium lauryl sulfate to purposefully irritate human skin or animals in order to test healing lotions and products. So they'll put sodium lauryl sulfate on first to irritate the skin, and then they will, you know, test whatever product. And it's in everything. So I'm actually allergic to sodium lauryl sulfate and fluoride, but if I use any sort of toothpaste that has sodium lauryl sulfate in it, I will get a rash on the corners of my mouth. And I figured that out the hard way. I went to the doctors, they put me on antibiotics, they put me on all kinds of expensive skin creams, and it was an SLS allergy. And I would tell anybody that has skin issues, ditch the SLS, because I would not be surprised if a lot of people are having that sensitivity. Okay, SLS can cause skin damage, impact eye health in children, liver toxicity and organ toxicity, developmental reproductive toxicity, neurotoxicity, endocrine disruption, biochemical or cellular changes, possible mutations, and cancer. And Lush lists it as a safe synthetic. Okay, it's banned in Europe and Canada. Totally safe here. So we want to start looking for, change our mindset that suds do not equal clean. We don't need it. And to avoid sodium lauryl sulfate and sodium laureth sulfate. Tom's of Maine is one of those, you think it's safe, but they actually offer two different toothpastes, one with SLS and one without. So if you use Tom's of Maine toothpaste, I fell into that. I thought it was safer before I found a different toothpaste that I like, but I was like, oh my gosh, I'm totally breaking out. So I looked at the tube and I'm like, why do you have sodium lauryl sulfate in your Tom's of Maine? But they make two different kinds, so look at your toothpaste, even if you think it's, you know, natural. Okay, the last one, and the one that really gets me fired up, and that is easy to spot, is fragrance. Lush also lists this as a safe synthetic. So one thing I want you to write down in your free time, when you're just, you know, you have all your spare time, I want you to go watch Stink Movie. It is a documentary, and I think it's free on Netflix now. It used to not be. But I want you to go watch that. It will open your eyes to the fragrance industry and how it's harming people. And fragrance is in everything. Everything from, obviously, our personal care products to garbage can liners to tampons to, you name it, there's fragrance. And basically, fragrance can have up to 3,000 different chemicals underneath that label as fragrance, or you will see fragrance or / Perfume. So, and then you can call a company and you can say, what is in, you know, you list it as fragrance, and they will say that is a trade secret. They do not have to disclose, and I guarantee you they have no idea. So they purchase fragrance from these companies, these fragrance companies, and then they, you know, they don't know. They just put them in their products, and we don't know what they're doing. So avoid fragrance at all costs. Fragrance is linked to headaches, migraines, vision, hearing. It's a known carcinogen, neurotoxins, respiratory problems, reproductive toxicity, hormone disruption, cancer. It's junk. It's junk. So the cool thing is that there's safe alternatives, but when you are looking at labels, if you see fragrance or perfume, ditch it. Just ditch it. Don't even gift it. Just throw it away. And we can add essential oils or something if you want a smell. Okay, so we talked about 6 of the offenders. That is not all. I know that all of you guys could list something else, but just to review: Triclosan, parabens, phthalates, sodium lauryl sulfate, propylene, ethylene glycol, and fragrance. And those are the ones, when I get text messages with pictures and somebody says, Shannon, what, you know, is this safe? And I'm like, no, because it has the 5 out of the 6 things I just listed here. So a lot of them tend to go together when we're talking about shampoo or face soap or something. So that is your step number 1, is to become a good label reader. One thing that you can do that's going to make life a little bit easy for you, and this is step number 2, is you want to download the Think Dirty app. This is a free app that is available, I think, on most smartphones, depending on what you have. But what it allows you to do, there's this big, large database that people have entered in, and they've done studies based on their guidelines. But the Think Dirty app allows you, when you're out and about, or even in your home, you can scan, you download the app, you open up the app, and it allows you to take a picture of the barcode, and then it will give you a rating. 10 being the worst, 1 being the best. So 1 is the cleanest, 10 is the dirtiest. And it really will help you start to, and then it tells you why it got that rating, so the ingredients in it, and it really is a great learning tool. So download the app tonight. Just go scan some things under your sink in the kitchen, or some of the stuff that you use on your face, or what's in your kid's bathtub. Go do that and just start to learn. Just make it about learning right now. It's called Think Dirty. I don't know, the name's kind of, but one thing that what is always eye-opening for people is that Mrs. Myers rates like 9 out of 10 on the Think Dirty app, and we think, what, Mrs. Myers? It has, you know, essential oils in it. Yeah, it has essential oils in it, but it also has fragrance in it. So the Think Dirty app is going to be a really, really great tool for you. Okay, so that is step number 2. All right, step number 3 of starting to clean up your home will be to start to get rid of your candles. No judgment, you guys. I was a Bath and Body Works junkie. You know, when they have all the sales, like buy 3 or buy, you know, get this for 10 of these soaps for $20 or whatever. I used to only have Bath and Body Works candles on my Christmas list until I started to learn what really was in them, and there's not a lot of good things. So it's sort of like the new secondhand smoke. There is a study that says 1 hour of burning a candle can produce the same harmful effects as smoking a single cigarette. So if you're burning candles all day long, think, especially when you've got pets and you have babies, and what you're introducing into your home. It's incredibly toxic because most of the candles have what in them? Fragrance, and we just talked about what is in fragrance. And then you can go even further and talk about like wicks, if it's a lead wick, if it is made out of paraffin. Like candles, there's so many things that you need to look at. And are there safe options? I believe that some people, like, you can get coconut candles or something, but I just switch to diffusing. Can I get an amen from all of you guys that diffuse and how amazing it is? Once I started diffusing, I got way more compliments on my home and how my home smelled, because I feel like, well, first, it's effective. If you really want your home to smell good, diffusing is very effective. There's no fire hazard. It's not going to turn your ceiling or your wall black. Your kids aren't going to stick their fingers in wax like my kids used to do. All of those things are amazing, but the most amazing thing is that diffusing is actually incredibly healthy for your home. Here are just some of the benefits of diffusing. Supports more restful sleep, supports better daytime focus, promotes healthy air quality, helps force dust to the floor, creates a healthy ionized room, promotes an uplifting environment, helps to neutralize odors, elevate moods, promote better energy. All from diffusing, because we're starting to push basically plants into the air that do all kinds of things. Plants are antimicrobial, plants can be calming, plants can be immune boosting. So we're pushing all of this goodness into the air that's eating up all of the bad. And I don't know about you guys, but have you been into a Yankee Candle Company or Bath and Body Works? Those candles are not cheap, so you're having to constantly buy them when all you need is a diffuser and a couple drops of oil. So it's cost effective, and I would say it is the well, there's two things that I would say are like first and foremost, but this is one of the best things that you can do immediately for your home. Ditch the candles, and what about if the lights go out, get the battery operated candles. Or if you need to, just keep candles, like unscented candles on hand for that purpose. But switch to a diffuser and work up to getting one in every room, because who has time to move the diffuser everywhere? I don't. Okay. Now, in a diffuser, I just want to make sure I clarify that we want to be diffusing pure essential oils, because what's the purpose of switching to diffusing if then you're diffusing synthetics into the air? Most essential oils are cut within synthetics up to 93%. So you need to know what's in your essential oil. If that seems overwhelming, I chose Young Living basically because I know that the company, there's no junk in it. I don't have to read labels with the company because they are truly beyond organic, and they have what's called a seed to seal guarantee that nothing is getting in those bottles other than lavender or lemon or Thieves or whatever you're diffusing. So when you're diffusing, make sure you're using good oils. That matters, and you're going to get the most benefits from that. Okay. All right. So the next swap, so that was step number 3, was ditching the candles after you have a moment of silence. I know that it's not easy, but ditching the candles, switching to diffuser. Step number 4, let's talk dryer balls. This is a fun topic for me because it's such a great hack. And if we're talking about saving money, this is going to be one of the best things for you. Okay, here's what a dryer ball looks like. It's just a ball of wool. And what this does is that it separates your clothes mechanically. So I put 3 balls. Some people put up to 6, depending on what you prefer, and I guess maybe how big your dryer is. But I put 3, and they move around, and you can hear them a little bit, but they move around and they separate clothes mechanically instead of chemically. And then what you can do is that you can drop a couple drops of essential oil on here, and then you get that nice fresh scent, but you're not getting those toxins. My favorite is lemongrass. So a lot of people love to do lavender, just whatever you like. These are cheap. You can get them for $10. You can get 3 of them for $10. Choose the extra large, just because if you get the smaller ones, then they get stuck in your clothes and you're putting on your shirt and you find a dryer ball. And so try to get the big ones if you can. But you, like these will last you years. So you buy one set and they'll last you a really long time. So you're not having to buy those dryer sheets anymore. And what did we say at the beginning of class? Dryer sheets are one of the most toxic items in your home. I just saw an article about all the things that you can do with dryer sheets, like rub them all over your body to get rid of static, and set them out everywhere to freshen your home. And I'm thinking, no, please don't do that. Please throw them away, because they are causing all kinds of issues. Teresa, who's on our team, actually, they make solid pet toys too. Yes, your dog will think it's a ball. She had ocular rosacea in her eye, and when she cut out dryer sheets, it really improved her ocular rosacea. So that's just one story of many, especially people that have dermatitis, any sort of contact allergies or anything like that. Ditch the dryer sheets. Linked to headaches and migraines, because all of the fragrance binders that are in those dryer sheets are then going onto the clothes, and they stay, and then they get soaked into the bloodstream because you wear your clothes all day. So we do not want dryer sheets in our home. Switch to dryer balls. One last thing is dryer balls will cut down on drying time. So if you feel that you have static, reduce your drying time. And then also if you feel like you still have static, stick a safety pin in a couple of these, and that will help to continue separating your clothes. So you have to play with it a little bit. Okay, so that is a super easy swap. It's cheaper, it's effective. And I will never go back to dryer sheets. Okay, step number 5. We might have to have another moment of silence here, you guys. We're gonna switch, we're gonna ditch our synthetic perfume. We're gonna say goodbye to the Britney Spears and the Paris Hilton and the, I don't even know, the Ralph Lauren, and what are people wearing these days? The Kim Kardashian? I don't know. I don't even go into those places anymore, but I used to. Who doesn't want to smell good? We don't want to smell bad. But synthetic perfume, what's in that? Fragrance, which we talked about the dangers of that. So when you spray your body every day with that perfume and other people are smelling it and other people are getting headaches, and you're hugging your kids and you're holding your dog, it's not safe. So, and the cumulative effect, that we don't really know what that's doing to us. Well, we do, because it's fragrance, and so it's getting into the bloodstream, and it can cause your hormones and your systems to go into a tailspin. The coolest thing, just like diffusing, and when I switch from candles to diffusing, is I get so many compliments now that I wear essential oils. And you know, like, oh my gosh, what are you wearing? That smells so good. Usually I don't really know, because I use so many for different reasons that it's sort of like a cocktail when I go out. But one that most people love is called Stress Away. And Stress Away has cedarwood, lavender, a little bit of lime in it. And it's amazing. Anybody on here that loves Stress Away, just give me a heart. So Stress Away is great. There's one called Joy, which is really lovely, and it's got a little bit of geranium. I like to layer that with orange. Citrus is amazing. You know, bergamot. If you haven't smelled, oh, it's right here. Bergamot is my jam. Bergamot's a citrus. So that's super good. So you could do something just like what I did. You could get a diffuser jewelry, which is a really nice subtle scent. But you can just put a little drop on, just like you did your perfume. You know, rub it on your neck. Put a little bit on your hands and rub it in your hair, and your hair is going to smell good all day. But getting rid of that perfume is one of the best things that you can do for your body and anybody that lives with you. And just like Alihia says, now when I go to church or anywhere where there's people and I'm sitting, I have to move if somebody's wearing synthetic perfume, because I get an instant headache and I can't. And so that's what you're going to find that's really interesting, and I know a lot of other people agree that are on this call, is that when you start to detox, you will become really sensitive to the toxins, and that's a really good thing. It means your body is getting rid of that. So you'll be able to smell dryer sheets on people. It's really it's really crazy, but I mean, I can smell dryer sheets, plugins, synthetic perfume, and it's just, I can't even go down the aisles anymore, because my body has detoxed. But that is such a good thing. I feel so much, I just feel so much better overall than I ever did in my 30s. I want to say 20s, but I'm in my 40s, so that was a long time ago. But you will find that, so just prepare yourself for that. Okay, so we are ditching our perfume and we are switching to essential oils. Okay, so that was step number 5. Hopefully none of you guys are crying right now. Baby steps, right? Okay, let's talk about Thieves. We're gonna switch, and we're gonna move directions a little bit, and we're gonna talk about Thieves, and I'll tell you why after I tell you what Thieves is. So Thieves is a blend of essential oils, and it has cinnamon bark, clove, rosemary, lemon, and eucalyptus in it. It smells like Christmas. It's cinnamony, like fall baking. It's lovely. So I love to diffuse it just for the smell, but what's amazing is that clove and cinnamon bark and eucalyptus and rosemary and all these oils are antimicrobial, so they are going to be your immune system powerhouse. So if you start diffusing this, it's going to start to eat up all the stuff that's in the air. just like a rosemary plant would. When bugs get on those plants, those essential oils are repellent to them. So what it does to the plant, it really does in our bodies. So this is one oil that you always want to have on hand, especially through fall and winter. But what's amazing is that because it's so effective in killing germs and bacteria and viruses, is that they've taken the power of Thieves, this blend, and they put it into a household cleaner. And you are gonna love me because talk about easy, right? We're trying to be simple tonight. This one bottle of cleaner literally cleans everything in your house. So you can then take the 15 cleaners that you have for your floor and your windows and your toilets and your surface and your, you know, whatever else you're cleaning, your bathtub and your shower and your drains and your, you know, anything that you're cleaning, and you can toss it all and you can replace it with Thieves household cleaner. If you guys want to all comment on your favorite use for Thieves household cleaner, please do. But if you're skeptical, I get it. So my best friend works in the lab over at Olympic Medical Center, and we did a test on her son's toilet seat because that was the grossest thing in her house, we decided. And so we got everything. We got all the basic cleaners, like, you know, the standard ones like Clorox wipes and Lysol and 409 and Mrs. Meyer's and bleach and vinegar and water. And then we used Thieves household cleaner, and we cleaned different parts of the toilet, and then we swabbed and put them all in their own petri dishes, just like she would do in the lab. And then we put them in an incubator over at the lab, and then we let them sit for 3 days. And guess what cleaned the best? I'm not kidding. Thieves household cleaner. Bleach was about 4th place. Clorox wipes did better than bleach. Isn't that crazy? So we are all ingrained to think, when in doubt, get your bleach out. Don't do it. The side effects are way worse than the cleaning that it's actually doing. So this smells like Thieves. It smells so good. And you guys can give this to your kids to go spray away, but it works so well. And then you can do things like make a paste with baking soda when you need a little bit more abrasive action. So that is one of the easiest things you can do to clean up your home. And guess what? It's cheaper than anything you're using. I promise you, because one bottle, you use this is the concentrated bottle. You use this cap full in this spray bottle. That's it. So it's a cap full for 14 to 16 ounces, and it comes out to be less than $1 for this whole thing. So it's cleaning, and it's supporting your immune system, and it smells good, and it's safe, and it cleans all the things. So for the overwhelmed mom or the family that doesn't think they can do it, you better believe, but let me tell you about Thieves household cleaner. And once you go Thieves, you don't go back. You just don't, because it works, and it's just so cost effective. Okay, so that is Thieves. They have, as you start to kind of get into, they've got Thieves hand soap, and they have Thieves mouthwash, and Thieves dental floss, and Thieves, you know, what else am I missing, you guys? I mean, they've got Thieves hard lozenges, Thieves cough drops, all the Thieves, and there's a reason, because it's effective. And talk about a natural antimicrobial, and that's why it's in that hand purifier, because it's doing what the Triclosan does, but it's safe. Okay, so Thieves you need in your life, and one way to get it in your life is with the Thieves household cleaner. So that is a simple step that you can make. So what step are we on? That was step 5, if I'm correct, or is that step 6? Yes. So step 6 is to ditch your household cleaners and switch to Thieves household cleaner. And it is so cool when you get rid of that and you open your cupboard and all you see is this. So then you have room. It's not full of garbage. Okay. So step number 7, and we're almost finished. We are going to finish on time. So step number 7 is to think about transfer buying. or replacement buying. So the concept of transfer buying and replacement buying really makes this whole process more simple, because you don't have to be like me, who learned about this stuff and then spent a whole night literally taking everything out of the shower and everything out of the tub and everything out of the kitchen cupboards and the bathroom and putting it in a big box and like throwing it away. You don't have to do that. But what you can do is start to replacement buy. So when you run out of toothpaste that has sodium lauryl sulfate and phthalates and corn syrup and all kinds of junk that's in toothpaste, you can make a better choice. And maybe you say, this week I am going to work on my toothpaste, and the next week maybe I'm going to work on my the dryer balls. I'm going to order some dryer balls, or I'm going to go to the market and go get some dryer balls. And so it's this replacement buying where you take steps, and over time you're going to make huge, massive changes, positive changes for your family. So it doesn't have to be this big, scary process. And one way that I do it is Young Living, that I actually use mostly in my home. Not because I'm a distributor, but I became a distributor because I fell in love with the products. They have what's called Essential Rewards, which is sort of like a monthly wellness box. And so I get that. I know a lot of people that are on wellness boxes, but I get that, and I get all kinds of free stuff and points. But what it does, it allows me to do that transfer buying over time. So I'll pick 1 month to do my laundry, and I'm switching out everything in my laundry room. And then the next month I'm going to do the bathroom, and I can over time. So it keeps me accountable, and it keeps me living that clean lifestyle. So that is when, just think about transfer buying and think about baby steps and not doing it. It's just like losing weight, right? Consistency over time makes huge positive changes. Okay, so that is step 7. So step 8, and then we're going to close, is DIY. Make it yourself. I love doing it. So some of the easiest things to make yourself would probably be body wash, hand soap, and lotion. Katie Coley, who just commented, she's the one that introduced me to this phenomenal lotion that we both make. And it's so easy. It just has basic ingredients like coconut oil, like raw coconut oil and shea butter. And then you just like put essential oils, whatever you want, and you've got this beautiful lotion that doesn't have any of the stuff that we talked about at the beginning of class in it. You know it's safe. You could even eat it if you wanted to, not that you would, but if you ingested it, it's not going to do anything. Body wash is another one. Okay, so have you heard of Castile soap? Go get Castile soap. Get the unscented with nothing in it. Go get a big jug of Castile soap. Then you can add some essential oils, a little bit of baking soda. Let's see what's in my... do I have that recipe? Okay, so the body wash, for example, the body wash, and I will post these, but the body wash has Castile soap, a little bit of vegetable glycerin, a little bit of almond oil, and then some essential oils, and that's your body wash. That's what I use on the kids, and I just know Castile soap is soap. It's cleaning, but it's safe. It's naturally derived, and I know it's not doing anything. That is not hard to make. And same with the foaming hand soap. It's Castile soap and some Thieves essential oil and a little bit of distilled water and some sweet almond oil. Boom. Thieves hand soap. So DIY doesn't have to be scary, and you can do it with your kids. Make it a family project that tonight we're going to make our hand soap together, and then they get their special one in their bathroom. We get ours in our bathroom, and you gift some. But starting to think about things that you can do yourself, then you don't need to put the preservatives and the fragrance binders and the foaming agents, because you can go get a foaming hand soap container, and look, there you have foam. It just uses the air in a mechanical way. So think about stuff that would be easy to make at home that you can do as a family and that's going to save you money, and it's going to give you that peace of mind that we all are looking for as we try to do best for our family. Celeste, I will make sure you get that lotion recipe. All right, so let's summarize, and then I'll tell you a couple next steps. So to close, we talked about the problem, right? The crap is everywhere in our products, and that the FDA is not doing anything. So it's up to us to become aware and make those better decisions for our family. Okay, so we talked about 8 steps. The first step is become a good label reader. And we talked about 6 of the biggest offenders, which I will post, and I will make sure you have that list. And then to go on with that, step 2 was to download the Think Dirty app. Alihia, you mentioned about the Think Dirty app. Yep, there might be some political stuff going on. I can assure you that something else will come out that will help us. But that's why we want to become good label readers. But it can really sort of give us an idea, too, of what those ratings are. Okay, number 3 is swap your candles for diffusers. They are prevalent now. You can get stuff that matches your room. You can get travel ones that you bring to a hotel room, which I highly recommend. You can get portable ones to carry in your purse. You can get car ones. You can make your own. Diffuse. Diffuse, diffuse, diffuse. So we want to get rid of our candles, and we want to start diffusing. Step 4 is to swap our dryer sheets for dryer balls, okay? Get these in your home. These are amazing. What a great gift, too. This would be a really good, affordable gift idea with, you know, like a box of dryer balls and some, I was trying to look for an oil, but shoot, bergamot would be awesome. But lemongrass, I love lemongrass on my dryer balls. So that is step 4. Step 5, we're getting rid of our perfume. We are going to not go and buy the synthetic perfume that's like $100 a bottle, and we can go get an affordable bottle of oil that's going to last us just as long, that's going to smell amazing, and is not going to mess with our hormones, which, ladies, we don't need any more messing with our hormones. Step 6, we're going to change out our household cleaner for Thieves household cleaner. And how cute is this label? So if you need a label, let me know. And then step number 7, we're going to think about transfer buying, and we're going to do our ditching and switching baby steps. And I talked about that amazing program, Essential Rewards, that kind of keeps you accountable. And then step 8 is DIY. So what can you make at home? Pinterest is an amazing resource. I have a group called Personal DIY Recipes that I try to share whenever we do a DIY recipe. I put that there. So Celeste, I will add you to that, and you can find that lotion recipe as well as tons of other recipes that are simple. I will never post something that I wouldn't do myself. So DIY your body wash, your hand soap, your lotion. There's a lot of simple things that you can do. We just made charcoal face masks on Sunday, and it was like a little bit of bentonite clay, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, some water, and then some oil, some essential oils. Put on your face. Boom. No junk. Nothing in there. Okay, so that was step number 8. You guys made it. Hopefully, by listening to this, you have that feeling of, I can do that. And not only can I do that, I can help other people do that, because that's not scary, that's not hard, but those small changes can have a huge, giant impact on your health. And when we stop buying those products, we're sending a message that we don't want that garbage in the stuff that we're bringing into our home. So until the government wakes up and starts to realize that these toxins are sending our bodies into a tailspin, we got to do it ourselves. Hence the reason for this class. So share. We always say know better, do better, but do better in your time. You're on your own journey, but just take those steps. And so make sure that you're plugged into Chasing Wellness, which is our public Facebook group where we're all learning together. And I just want to, if you do not have essential oils in your life, get them. Because if you can tell, we talked about oils for this whole class. We use those instead of perfume. We put those on our dryer balls instead of the synthetic fragrances. We put those in our diffuser. So they're really kind of a way of life, and they're that answer to the toxic stuff. So there's a kit that you can get. A lot of you on the call have it, but if you don't, talk about being simple. This kit right here, and I took the Thieves out of it, comes with a diffuser and the top oils that everybody needs in their home. So if you don't have your kit, let me know and I will get you one, because it comes with that diffuser and it's one of the easiest ways to start detoxing your home. Okay, thanks you guys. I appreciate it. I'll make this recording available, but I hope you guys have a good night, and I hope you take steps to better your health and your family's health. Okay, bye.